From being a vilified royal mistress to the woman who will now shape the future of the monarchy, Camilla Parker Bowles has come a long way in the eyes of her nation and the world.
Know that as much as we have now the reign of King Charles and Queen Consort Camilla, the future is William and Kate.
And their children as well.
The royal family is in chaos. Queen Camilla's temper flared like never before when she saw Princess Charlotte wearing Princess Diana's iconic tiara. Witnesses say her reaction was explosive, leaving everyone in shock. But why did this simple gesture send Camilla into a frenzy? Was it a breach of royal protocol? A painful reminder of the past? Or something even more scandalous? As tensions reach a boiling point behind palace doors, one thing is clear. This royal meltdown is sending shockwaves through the monarchy. The tiara that sparked a royal storm. Few royal treasures hold as much emotional weight as the Spencer tiara, the dazzling headpiece worn by Princess Diana on her wedding day at St. Paul's Cathedral in 1987 London on July 29, 1981. More than just an exquisite piece of jewelry, it became a symbol of Diana's grace, charm, and the deep connection she shared with the public. Now, decades later, this iconic tiara is once again at the center of royal intrigue. Reports suggest that Princess Charlotte, Diana's only granddaughter, is set to inherit the heirloom when she comes of age. To many royal watchers, this seems like a fitting tribute, a way to honor the beloved princess through the next generation. However, within the palace walls, not everyone shares the enthusiasm. Whispers of discontent suggest that Queen Camilla is not entirely pleased with this inheritance, fueling speculation about tensions still lingering beneath the surface. Unlike the crown jewels, which are owned by the monarchy, the Spencer tiara belongs to the aristocratic Spencer family and has been passed down for generations. Diana's brother, Earl Spencer, has reportedly decided to uphold tradition by bestowing it upon Charlotte when the time comes, ensuring that his sister's legacy remains firmly within the family. For Charlotte, this inheritance would be more than just receiving a beautiful tiara. It would be a tangible connection to the grandmother she never had the chance to meet. At just 8 years old, Charlotte is said to already admire Diana's memory. She has seen photographs of her grandmother wearing the tiara, and, like many young girls who love playing dress-up, she reportedly dreams of one day wearing it herself. But while the idea of Charlotte inheriting the tiara seems like a sentimental and natural choice to many, reports suggest that Queen Camilla has other thoughts. Palace insiders claim Camilla is uneasy about the idea of Charlotte wearing the Spencer tiara. Some sources suggest she believes the piece should remain with the Spencer family for now, while others believe there's a deeper, more personal reason behind her disapproval. Camilla's journey into the royal family was far from smooth, and she has long been compared to Diana, with many still viewing her as the woman who stepped into the late princess's place. Could this tiara, a powerful symbol of Diana's enduring legacy, be reopening old wounds? What makes the situation even more controversial is the apparent double standard. Over the years, Camilla has been seen wearing several pieces of jewelry that once belonged to Diana, including gifts given to her by King Charles during their marriage. These public displays have sparked backlash, with critics questioning why it seems acceptable for Camilla to wear Diana's jewels, while Charlotte's inheritance of her grandmother's tiara is met with resistance. The contradiction has only added fuel to the speculation that this is about more than just royal tradition. It is about power, legacy, and the ever-present shadow of Diana's influence. The Spencer tiara is no ordinary piece of jewelry. It represents history, sentiment, and a connection to one of the most beloved figures in modern royal history. As Charlotte grows older, she will come to understand the weight of what she stands to inherit. Not just a tiara, but a legacy that continues to shape the monarchy. But for now, the lingering question remains: Why does this tiara spark such an intense debate? Stay tuned to find out more. Diana's legacy and the unfinished story of royal tensions. Even after her passing, Princess Diana's presence lingers, casting a long shadow over the British royal family. Her influence remains undeniable, not just in the hearts of millions, but also in the ongoing controversies that seem to arise whenever her name is mentioned, especially in connection with Queen Camilla. One such controversy erupted in January 2022 when Camilla made a bold and unexpected decision regarding one of Diana's most iconic pieces of jewelry. The emerald and diamond necklace, a striking gift from the Queen Mother to Diana, was once a signature piece for the late princess, most notably worn as a choker during her 1983 tour of Australia. However, Camilla's choice to modify the necklace into a brooch sparked outrage among royal watchers, many of whom saw it as an unnecessary and deeply personal move. The reaction was swift, with accusations that this was not just about jewelry, but about rewriting history. The tension between Diana and Camilla is not new. Their complicated history dates back to the early years of Diana's marriage to then Prince Charles. Though Charles and Camilla had known each other long before Diana came into the picture, their romantic entanglement continued even after Charles and Diana wed in 1981. At first, Diana was unaware of the full extent of their connection. It wasn't until after she had accepted Charles's proposal that she began to piece together the truth. The realization came in fragments, with one significant moment occurring during a seemingly ordinary lunch. As recounted in Andrew Morton's Diana, her true story, Camilla invited Diana to a private meal while Charles was away on royal duties. On the surface, it appeared to be a simple social gathering, but as the conversation progressed, Diana noticed something odd. Camilla repeatedly steered the discussion toward Charles's hobbies, particularly his love for hunting. She asked Diana whether she planned to accompany Charles on future hunts after their marriage. When Diana replied that she had no interest in the sport, she caught a glimpse of what she later described as relief flashing across Camilla's face. In that instant, Diana understood. This was no friendly conversation. Camilla had been sizing her up, assessing the woman who had taken the place she herself once held. The pain of this revelation followed Diana throughout her marriage, and years later, in her now famous 1995 BBC interview, she spoke candidly about the strain it placed on her relationship with Charles. When asked about Camilla's role in their marriage, Diana delivered one of the most memorable lines in royal history. "Well, there were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded."
Do you think Mrs. Parker Bowles was a factor in the breakdown of your marriage?
Well, there were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded.
Those words cemented the public's perception of Camilla as the other woman, a label that has remained difficult for her to shake, even after officially becoming Queen Consort in 2022. But Diana's legacy extends far beyond royal scandals. She was not just a princess, she was a humanitarian, a mother, and a force for change. Unlike many of her predecessors, she did not merely attend charity events. She immersed herself in the causes she believed in. At a time when the world was gripped by fear and misinformation about AIDS, Diana shattered barriers with a simple yet powerful act. She shook hands with AIDS patients without gloves, a gesture that defied public misconceptions and showed the world that compassion was stronger than fear. She did the same for leprosy patients, demonstrating that illness should never define a person's worth. Diana's commitment to making a difference was relentless. By 1991, she had participated in nearly 400 official engagements in a single year, proving that her role as a royal was about more than wearing tiaras and waving from balconies. She walked through active minefields, advocated for marginalized communities, and redefined what it meant to be a modern royal. Her efforts were so profound that Stephen Lee, head of the UK Institute of Charity Fundraising, managers, referred to her as the most influential charitable figure of the 20th century. Her impact didn't end with her. Both Catherine, Princess of Wales, and Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, have been frequently compared to Diana, not only for their fashion choices, but for their ability to connect with people on a human level. Like Diana, they have used their platforms to break royal traditions, making the monarchy more relatable and compassionate. Though Diana is no longer here, her legacy remains woven into the fabric of the royal family, shaping it in ways that even time cannot erase. But as history continues to be rewritten, one question lingers. How much of Diana's influence will truly endure, and how much will be quietly reshaped by those who once stood in her shadow? Keep watching. There's still so much more to uncover. The battle over Diana's legacy. The debate over Princess Diana's possessions, especially her jewelry, has persisted for years, raising questions about whether royal heirlooms should be passed down as mere tradition or remain tied to personal connections. For many, the idea of Queen Camilla wearing pieces that once belonged to Diana feels like a direct affront, a reminder of the painful history between them. While some defend it as royal custom, others see it as a deliberate dismissal of Diana's enduring impact. One of the most talked about pieces in this ongoing dispute is the Spencer tiara, which Diana famously wore on her wedding day to Prince Charles in 1981 at St. Paul's Cathedral. When Kate Middleton married Prince William in 2011, many expected her to wear it as a tribute to her late mother-in-law. However, the tiara never even entered the discussion. Unlike many royal jewels, the Spencer tiara is not part of the Crown's collection, but belongs to Diana's birth family. The Spencers have made it clear that it will remain within their lineage, likely passing to Diana's nieces or cousins rather than Princess Charlotte, her first granddaughter. This issue goes beyond mere jewelry. It is about symbolism. Every piece linked to Diana carries emotional weight, making Camilla's use of any of them controversial. Public sentiment remains divided, and a recent survey showed that only 14% of people support Camilla being called Queen Camilla. More than a third prefer the title Queen Consort, while nearly a quarter believe she should not have any royal title at all. Even her former designation, Duchess of Cornwall, was more favored than her current one. Camilla's struggle for public acceptance is deeply tied to her history with Charles. Their relationship, which rekindled as an affair during his marriage to Diana, became one of the most infamous royal scandals. Camilla had married Andrew Parker Bowles in 1973, yet her connection with Charles never truly faded. By 1995, she was divorced, and in 2005, she officially became Charles's wife. Their wedding at Windsor Guildhall, followed by a service at St. George's Chapel, was a significant moment, but for many, it did little to erase the controversy surrounding their past. The shifting tides of the royal family. On September 8, 2022, the world stood still as the news broke. Queen Elizabeth II had passed away.
This is BBC News from London. Buckingham Palace has announced the death of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II.
Buckingham Palace confirmed it, marking the end of a reign that spanned 7 decades. In her place, her son ascended the throne as King Charles III, with his wife, Camilla, becoming Queen Consort. Less than a year later, on May 6, 2023, the two were crowned together at Westminster Abbey. Camilla's path to the crown, however, was far from conventional. More than just a love story entangled in scandal, her journey saw her carve out her own public identity. Since 1994, she has championed causes such as osteoporosis awareness, domestic abuse prevention, literacy, and animal welfare. Now, as Queen Camilla, she represents the monarchy at official events and lends her voice to important social issues. Yet, for many, her past still lingers. The memory of Princess Diana's heartbreak remains fresh, making Camilla's acceptance among the public a slow and divided process. Camilla and Charles first met in 1971, introduced by mutual friend Lucia Santa Cruz. Their connection was instant, but royal insiders claimed Charles was never truly allowed to marry her. Palace advisors deemed her unsuitable, and she eventually wed Andrew Parker Bowles in 1973. Even after her divorce in 1995 and their eventual engagement in 2005, sealed with an heirloom diamond ring from the Queen Mother, their path to marriage faced scrutiny. The Church of England's future head marrying a divorcee was controversial, yet Queen Elizabeth signaled Camilla's place in the family by gifting her the Greville tiara just 2 years later. But while Camilla's role remains debated, a new royal figure is capturing attention. Princess Charlotte, born May 2, 2015, has quickly become a rising star. She spent her early years at Anmer Hall before her family relocated to Kensington Palace in 2017. By 2022, her world changed again when the family moved to Adelaide Cottage, placing Charlotte third in line to the throne. Despite William and Kate's efforts to provide a normal upbringing, Charlotte is already stepping into royal duties, meeting diplomats, and attending events. At just 8 years old, she carries the weight of a future queen, one whose presence may shape the monarchy's path in ways yet unseen. A royal legacy, jewelry, tradition, and family bonds. As Princess Charlotte continues to grow, all eyes will inevitably fall upon her ability to balance the weight of royal duties with the enduring legacy of her family. A key part of that legacy is the ever-present memory of Princess Diana. Even decades after her tragic passing in 1997, Diana's influence remains as powerful as ever, leaving a deep imprint on the royal family. Known as the People's Princess, her compassion, grace, and genuine connection with people made her a beloved figure. Her humanitarian work, from visiting hospitals to supporting charitable causes, created a lasting legacy that resonates globally. Within Buckingham Palace, however, Diana's memory evokes complex emotions, particularly for Queen Camilla, who has long been subject to public scrutiny due to her past relationship with Prince Charles. Diana's memory is a constant source of admiration, but also an unspoken comparison that never fades. The Spencer tiara, which belonged to Diana, serves as a poignant reminder of her presence in the royal family. While it could be a beautiful tribute for Charlotte to wear, it might also be a constant reminder for Camilla of a past that remains ever present. Similarly, another piece of royal history, Prince William's engagement ring, holds significant meaning. When William proposed to Kate Middleton in 2010, he chose to present her with the iconic 12-carat sapphire, surrounded by diamonds, famously worn by his late mother, Princess Diana. This ring not only symbolized his love for Kate, but also paid homage to his mother's memory. William shared that the ring felt appropriate because it represented both his love for Kate and his bond with Diana. Adding to its sentimental value, the ring was crafted with Welsh gold, a symbol of royal tradition since 1911, when Prince Edward, the future king, was named the Prince of Wales. Welsh gold has been used in key royal moments, including the coronation of Prince Charles in 1969. Though Welsh gold may not be unique in its scientific properties, its deep-rooted connection to the royal family makes it priceless. The use of this gold continues to symbolize a blend of tradition and sentiment, as seen in William's proposal to Kate. William's gestures of love extend far beyond the engagement ring that once belonged to Diana. When their first child was born, he gifted Kate a delicate diamond bracelet, an intimate symbol of their growing family. But Kate's jewelry collection is more than just dazzling adornments. Each piece tells a deeper story. connecting her to the legacy she has stepped into. Among the most meaningful gifts she has received is a bracelet from King Charles, engraved with her and William's initials, a subtle yet powerful sign of her place within the royal family. Charles also presented her with an opulent jewelry set, which she wore for her first solo royal engagement, marking a pivotal moment in her royal journey. Beyond these personal treasures, Kate has embraced the royal collection, wearing tiaras rich with history. The Cambridge Lover's Knot tiara, originally designed for Queen Mary in 1914, became one of Princess Diana's most iconic accessories before being passed down to Kate. On her wedding day, she donned the Cartier Halo tiara, a piece first commissioned by the Queen Mother and later inherited by Queen Elizabeth II. These heirlooms do more than complete her regal appearance. They symbolize the powerful lineage she is now a part of. Yet even as Kate's presence in the royal family grows stronger, Diana's shadow still looms over the monarchy, shaping public perception in ways that cannot be ignored. Camilla, despite years by Charles' side, continues to face comparisons to the woman whose legacy remains unshaken. But as one royal chapter unfolds, another question emerges. Could Princess Charlotte, Diana's own granddaughter, be the one to reshape that legacy in a way no one expects? The next generation may hold the key to a future no one saw coming. Stay with us, because this story is about to take a turn. The Spencer Tiara, a royal legacy in the making. The royal family's collection of jewelry holds not just aesthetic value, but deep ties to history, tradition, and at times, controversy. One of the most discussed pieces is the Spencer Tiara, a symbol of Princess Diana's legacy, and it has become a point of tension within the royal family. For years, Queen Camilla has worn pieces of jewelry that once belonged to Diana, and her decisions, especially in transforming Diana's emerald necklace into a brooch, have sparked mixed reactions from the public. While some saw it as a tribute, others felt it was an insensitive move. Now, with whispers that the Spencer Tiara may be passed down to Princess Charlotte, the drama surrounding the tiara has reignited, fueling speculation and concern. Why does this tiara stir so much emotion? The answer lies in its personal significance. It was worn by Diana on one of the most memorable days of her life, her wedding to Prince Charles in 1981. For many, the tiara represents Diana's beauty, elegance, and the profound love she shared with the people. With Charlotte's potential inheritance of such an iconic piece, questions have arisen about how the tiara will be received by the royal family, particularly by Queen Camilla. Rumors of Camilla's discontent have stirred speculation about deeper feelings that still linger from her complex relationship with Diana and Prince Charles. Princess Charlotte, as the only granddaughter of Diana, carries a legacy that the world adores. But this inheritance brings its own set of challenges. The tiara represents more than just a beautiful piece of jewelry. It's a link to Diana's memory that continues to echo through the royal halls. Will Charlotte embrace her grandmother's legacy? Or will she find herself caught in the web of royal expectations and old rivalries? The complexities of royal life are never as simple as they seem, and as Charlotte matures, all eyes will be on how she navigates this emotional inheritance. This isn't just a story about a tiara, it's about the unspoken tensions, the weight of history, and the ongoing saga of Diana's memory within the royal family. As Charlotte grows into her role, the Spencer Tiara will undoubtedly continue to be a focal point, shaping both her journey and the royal narrative in ways we can only imagine. But what do you think? Will Princess Charlotte inherit the Spencer Tiara, or will royal tensions stir more drama? We'd like to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to comment below and subscribe for more royal updates.